Hello, everybody. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, and Japanese out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, and I've been doing a lot of experimentation with the Harvard Project Zero thinking routines. So if you want to talk to me about that, either comment here on YouTube or go to studio-nemo.com or find me at the Duolingo Educators Network or find me at Minecraft Education Ambassadors. And I do have a print up of what I'm talking about here and here. So today we're doing creative questions. Now, last episode we did creative question starts. So don't get confused. Those have two similar titles and they're actually very similar. Again, the thinking routines are located at pz.harvard.edu/thinking-routines. Creative questions is also available on generating possibilities and analogies and exploring art, images, and objects. So this is a routine for generating and transforming questions. When you're doing your explicit grammar lessons, you need to talk about grammar because you've got a pop-up grammar thing going on, or you're doing the grammar translation method, or you're using the audiolingual method and you've got a transformation drill and the students don't quite understand it, or you're using community language learning and you're dissecting a script that your class wrote, or you're working straight out of your textbook and you want to explicitly talk about the grammar. First things first, you need to review how to create questions. All right, in some languages it's very easy and straightforward. In some other languages, French, a little more involved. Then you're going to have the students generate as many questions as they can. Now, in the last episode, Creative Question Starts, I said that I felt that 12 questions are too much. And I still feel that way, but you can press your students to generate as many questions as they can. Some will generate 8 questions, some will generate 3. It's okay, you're differentiating, it's all good, just as long as they have the basics. And then give them the sentence frames of whatever it is you're working on and then push them further. So let them try to generate questions first without any crutches and then give them sentence frames and say, can you make more questions now? When you're teaching literature, culture, history, art, music, food, all the things you're supposed to be teaching, this thinking routine is supposed to be about everyday objects. But frankly, I find everyday objects are kind of boring because, students already know how to describe them. So I really want to bring in as much culture as I can. So I try to find unusual items so that the students can think deeper about the culture. So like, for example, for Japanese class, I've got phone cards, which have cool pictures on them. And sometimes they're pictures of movies I even worked on. So that's even cooler. Or I pass this item around and the students can't figure out what it's for. Is it a planter? No, it's a sake box. They're made out of wood. And the warm sake is served here. And of course, since I'm so old, I bring out my word processor that I love to pieces. And they recognize that it's some kind of typewriter, but then I have to walk them through how it is that this evolved from the typewriter before we had computer word processors. And it's really cool. And they can see on the keys, they can see how you can type in Romanization or in Japanese, and it's pretty cool. For French classes, I pass around these tools and see if my students can figure out what they are. And the students can describe them. They're pretty simple, right? It's a stick on a rod, right? Okay. And then I give the big reveal. You guys are going to learn how to make crepes. These are crepe making tools. And this is how you use it. All right. So that's really fun. For Spanish class, I like to talk about zapateado. And I've got these dance shoes with, they have nails in them. Look at all these nails hammered in so close together. It's a poor man's tap shoe. You can just hammer in the nails and it gives you that nice percussive dance style. So my students who do a lot of dance recognize it as some kind of tap, but it's so cool to bring it into this style of dance. And then finish the whole thing up with a draw label caption. So here we were working on a story actually instead of an everyday object. Here we're working on clothing. And, I even have done this. I teach health in the summertime. And so we were working on the heart. So works pretty good. In our next episode, we are going to do facts or fiction. Hope to see you there.